Iraq, and especially the Kurdistan region, is often described as a relatively safe area. But behind this image, there is a hard and closed system where political power, powerful families, and security forces are closely connected. In this system, people are not persecuted only for politics. They can be targeted because of personal relationships, family conflicts, or so-called honor violations. Very often, these conflicts end with deadly consequences. In this system, the law does not protect the weak. If a conflict involves a powerful family or people connected to those in power, state protection almost disappears. The danger does not fade with time. That is why the key question in such cases is always the same. What will happen to a person if they return? We are a team of country witness experts. We prepare expert reports and appear in courts in asylum and immigration cases based on instructions from law firms. Our role is to help courts understand how political, cultural, and social life really works in a country, what threats exist in practice, and what human rights violations people actually face. In today's video, our Iraq experts present a short analytical overview of persecution in the Kurdistan region. This overview is based on real asylum cases we have worked on and on verified international sources. If you are going through the asylum process in the UK, the US, Canada, or Europe and are looking for a country witness expert, you can find a wide network of highly qualified experts at the Human Rights Experts. You will find the link in the description. To understand why state protection is impossible in such cases, it is important to see how power really works in Iraq, especially in the Kurdistan region. Formally, there is a government, courts, and security forces, but in reality, key power is concentrated in the hands of the ruling Barzani family and political clans connected to it. The police, security services, and courts are not independent. International observers and human rights organizations have repeatedly reported that security forces act in the interests of ruling elites, not ordinary citizens. Complaints against powerful families or people linked to the ruling party are usually ignored, or they lead to pressure against the complainant. In such a system, the law stops being a tool of protection. If a conflict involves a politically connected family, the state does not help. It often becomes part of the threat. This is the reality in which our applicant's story unfolds. A personal conflict became inseparable from political and security power. To stay updated on international human rights and expert asylum analysis, subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to watch our other videos for more real-life stories and expert analysis. In Iraq, so-called honor crimes are not about tradition or culture. They are a tool of violence and control. They are used to keep family power over women and to destroy those seen as a threat to that control. Any relationship without family approval can be seen as an insult to honor. Punishment is not only directed at the woman, the male partner also becomes a target. He can be threatened, beaten, kidnapped, or killed. International human rights reports confirm that honor is often used to justify serious crimes. The most important factor is the family status. If the woman's family is connected to political elites or security forces, the risk for the man becomes extreme. In such cases, attacks and killings often go unpunished. Police do not investigate, or they openly support the powerful clan. Honor becomes a license for violence when backed by power. This is exactly the system in which our applicant lived. He is an ordinary man from the Kurdistan region of Iraq. He was not a politician, activist, or public figure. He lived a normal life until he entered a relationship with a woman from a powerful family directly linked to the ruling elite. From the beginning, this relationship was seen as unacceptable. Not because he broke the law, but because he crossed a line defined by family honor and control. Later, the woman was killed. From that moment, the applicant was no longer just a person. He became a problem that the family decided to eliminate. After her death, threats became open. He was searched for, intimidated, and attacked. These were not isolated incidents, it was targeted and continuous persecution. Because of the family's power, asking for protection was pointless. Those who should protect him were on the other side. It is important to stress that the applicant committed no political or criminal act. He became a target only because of a personal relationship seen as a challenge to family honor and power. In Iraq, and especially in the Kurdistan region, this alone is enough to put a person under deadly threat. In this situation, the applicant had no real protection inside the country. Contacting police or courts would not help and could increase the danger. Security forces and courts depend on powerful families. When a conflict involves a ruling clan, the law stops working. Complaints are ignored and threats continue. This is why there was no safe place for the applicant inside Iraq. But before concluding, let me introduce myself to those who are not yet familiar with me. My name is Maxim Karitonov. I am a country witness expert specializing in human rights violations. I personally also received political asylum. I am the founder of the Human Rights Experts. Since March 2022, our team of more than 20 experts has been preparing expert reports for asylum applicants. We cover all key regions of the world, including Africa, Asia, Latin America, Eastern Europe, and the Middle East. Our reports are regularly used by major law firms to explain country-specific human rights risks to courts in the UK, US, Canada, and EU countries. If you are seeking asylum, remember, objective evidence proving the risk of persecution is critical for your case. Hire an expert witness via the link in the description below. In this case, basic human rights were violated. The right to life and safety, protection from violence, the right to a fair trial, and effective state protection. The persecution is not linked to the applicant's actions, but to a conflict with a powerful family. This is not a system failure. This is how the system works when clan power is above the law. The expert conclusion is clear. A conflict with a family linked to the ruling elite creates a permanent and serious risk. The state cannot protect the applicant. Internal relocation does not reduce the danger. Time does not reduce the risk. Returning to Iraq means a real threat to life. This is not a story from the past. It is happening now. People flee not because they want to, but because they must survive. The applicant is alive only because he managed to escape. Many others did not.